Welcome back, K-drama fans! Today, we're diving into full summary part 3 of Love Next Door, where we'll cover episodes 12 to 16. Get ready for all the emotional twists, heartfelt moments, and final revelations. Episode 13 of Love Next Door kicks off with Seok-ryu and Seung-ho waking up together after a romantic night. Just as they start their day, Seok-ryu's parents return from their trip, forcing the couple to quickly pretend they were just reading rom-com comics. While Seung-ho wants to reveal their relationship, especially after hearing Seok-ryu's parents discussing potential matches for them, Seok-ryu convinces him to keep it a secret for now. They steal sweet moments together, making sure no one from their lives catches on. Meanwhile, the tension between Dan-ho and Moeum grows, as Dan-ho declines Moeum's mother's offer to help care for Yoon-do. The two seem far from reconciling. Later, Seok-ryu heads off for her cooking certification exam. Meanwhile, Young-yu starts suspecting that Seung-ho is in a relationship and picks Seok-ryu up after her test with a bouquet in hand. Yoon reveals that Dongjin's protein powder has gone moldy, causing a social media uproar. Seok-ryu's parents confront him, but Dongjin admits his mistakes, confessing his feelings of inferiority. Seok-ryu softens, reminding him that he's valuable just as he is. Elsewhere, Moeum tries to repair her relationship with Dan-ho, but he admits that he never had feelings for her, pushing her away once more. The next day, Seok-ryu celebrates passing her cooking certification on her first try, but the mood takes a turn when Moeum visits the columbarium for her senior's death anniversary. She bumps into Dan-ho and Yeon-do, and it's revealed in a shocking twist that Yeon-do is actually Dan-ho's niece, not his daughter. Seok-ryu, feeling defeated after multiple job rejections, hesitates to attend Seung-ho's award event. She worries that revealing their relationship will cause trouble with their families. Seung-ho understands but feels the growing strain between them. While visiting Seok-ryu, Seung-ho finds a brochure for a U.S. cooking school. Hurt that she didn't tell him, Seok-ryu explains her job rejections and says she can't rely on love alone. She asks for space and leaves. Meanwhile, Dan-ho finds Moeum drinking alone and takes her home. In front of her mother, he confesses his feelings for Moeum, leaving a drunk and surprised Moeum in shock. When Seung-ho gets into a minor accident and injures his arm, Seok-ryu rushes to the hospital. Overcome with emotion, she finally confesses her love for him, and they embrace, clearing up their misunderstandings. It's a touching moment that brings them closer together, ending episode 13 on a hopeful note. That's it for episode 13 of Love Next Door. Episode 14 of Love Next Door opens with Seung-ho reflecting on his accident, realizing that every moment of his life flashed before him and Seok-ryu was always there. This heartfelt moment sets the tone as they return from the hospital. Seung-ho surprises Seok-ryu with the news that he secretly entered her healthy dish into a competition. To her delight, she won third place. Meanwhile, tensions are high between Moeum and her mother, who disapproves of her relationship with Dan-ho. This causes her to act distant towards Yeon-do, revealing that she had asked Dan-ho to stay away from her daughter. Seung-ho is getting ready to propose to Seok-ryu and seeks advice from his co-workers. On the other side, Moeum confides in Seok-ryu about her struggles with Dan-ho, while Dan-ho does the same with Seung-ho. That evening, Seok-ryu and Seung-ho set up a meeting between Dan-ho and Moeum in the park. After an awkward exchange, the tension breaks, and they share a sweet kiss. The next day, Seung-ho helps Seok-ryu film her very first recipe tutorial video. The couple enjoys a fun moment as they create together. Moeum finally talks with her mother, explaining that despite her fears, she will be happy with Dan-ho and Yeon-do. Her sincerity begins to soften her mother's heart. Mi-suk and her husband visit their rival restaurant, only to be surprised by how delicious the food is. Later, they make the big decision to close their own shop and focus on enjoying life together. However, Mi-suk is less than excited about the expensive cruise her friends are planning. When Hae-suk offers to cover the cost, it touches a nerve with Mi-suk, sparking a huge argument between them. Seung-ho's big proposal doesn't go as planned. His car breaks down, the restaurant chef leaves, and Seung-ho even trips while bringing out the proposal cake. But his determination to propose stays strong. Finally, in his office, Seung-ho musters the courage to propose with a bracelet, but Seok-ryu rejects him. The next day, a dejected Seung-ho shares his feelings with Dan-ho, still reeling from the rejection. After seeing how happy Moeum, Dan-ho, and Yeon-do are together, Moeum's mother finally accepts their relationship, inviting them for dinner. Later, Seok-ryu picks up a drunk Seung-ho, and they have a heart-to-heart about why she rejected his proposal. Seok-ryu admits she was afraid, but Seung-ho reminds her that life is short, and they should embrace love together. Meanwhile, Mi-suk and Hae-suk pick up their drunk partners and run into Seung-ho and Seok-ryu, sharing a tender moment, leaving them with a smile. Here episode 14 ends. Episode 15 of Love Next Door begins with a big reveal. Seung-ho and Seok-ryu's parents finally find out about their relationship. But with Hae-suk and Mi-suk caught up in their own friendship feud, neither of them are happy about their children dating. Back home, Mi-suk refuses to approve of Seok-ryu's relationship, while Hae-suk feels frustrated that Seung-ho has been pursuing Seok-ryu behind her back. As tensions rise, Mi-suk shares with Seok-ryu's father that Hae-suk knows everything: Seok-ryu's broken engagement, her cancer, and her current struggles. Mi-suk just wants to protect her daughter from more heartache. Meanwhile, Seung-ho, channeling his inner Romeo, climbs up to Seok-ryu's window, barely avoiding a fall. The couple embraces, and Seung-ho surprises Seok-ryu with a bracelet and a heartfelt proposal, which she finally accepts. The next day, Seok-ryu visits Moeum to share the news about her parents discovering her relationship, but Moeum is preoccupied, getting ready for her date with Dan-ho. Later, Moeum and Dan-ho take Yeon-do to a cafe, where Moeum asks for Yeon-do's blessing to become her mother. To Moeum's delight, Yeon-do is excited about the idea and even dreamt about the three of them together. While this is happening, Seok-ryu's father reflects on his years at his shop as he prepares to close it for good. He shares with Seok-ryu that he's ready to move forward, embracing this new chapter. The following day, Seung-ho, Dan-ho, Moeum, Seok-ryu, and Myung-yu work together to restore the old lady's house in the shanty town. Their efforts not only beautify her home but warm her heart, especially when Seung-ho designs a special window for her small room. But not everything is peaceful. Mi-suk and Hae-suk's feud reaches a boiling point, and their friends lock them inside Jae-suk's real estate office, hoping they'll reconcile. Unfortunately, it only leads to more fighting. Afterward, Seung-ho discovers a community program called Our Neighborhood's Architect that offers free consultations for neglected spaces. He shares his excitement with Seok-ryu, which inspires her to help others through cooking, reminiscing about a comment she received from a viewer who wished they had the energy to make her dish. Later, Mi-suk overhears some neighborhood women gossiping about her family because her husband closed down his restaurant. In a bold move, she confronts them, even getting into a physical fight. Hae-suk steps in to help, and their shared ordeal rekindles their friendship. At the police station, their families come to pick them up. This incident helps Hae-suk and Mi-suk reconcile, with Hae-suk assuring Mi-suk that she would never hurt Seok-ryu. They finally give their blessing to Seung-ho and Seok-ryu's relationship. The next day, Moeum receives exciting news: she's been selected to serve at the South Pole Research Station. While thrilled, she's surprised to learn she'll be leaving next month. That evening, Seok-ryu's family and friends gather for a farewell dinner at her father's restaurant. It's a bittersweet moment, as they celebrate his retirement. Moeum brings Dan-ho along, and Dan-ho interviews Seok-ryu's father about his years running the shop. As the episode draws to a close, Seok-ryu surprises Seung-ho with a proposal of her own using a dish she cooked herself. It's a sweet moment as they promise to support each other through all of life's challenges. That wraps up episode 15 of Love Next Door. Episode 16 of Love Next Door kicks off with a calm morning as Seok-ryu and Seung-ho's families come together for breakfast. A seemingly simple scene, but filled with underlying tensions and emotions as the families bond, unsure of what the future holds. Meanwhile, Dan-ho visits Mo-in at work, where he discovers that she's been reassigned to the South Pole. Though clearly taken aback, Dan-ho chooses not to reveal that he knows, keeping the surprise to himself. Their first official date takes place at an amusement park. With smiles and laughter, you'd never know there was a heavy secret looming over their heads. The light-hearted date is a brief but sweet escape. Back home, Mi-suk and Hae-suk's bickering over Sok-ryu and Seung-ho's wedding intensifies. From the location to the tiniest details, their disagreement spirals out of control. Later, Sok-ryu meets with Mo-in and advises her to be honest with Dan-ho about her reassignment to the South Pole. Mo-in, unsure of how to break the news, leans on Sok-ryu's support. On the lighter side, Mi-suk teaches Hae-suk how to cook in exchange for English lessons. Their playful rivalry leads to comical moments as they each flaunt their skills, turning every lesson into a competition. Dan-ho, despite knowing about Mo-in's reassignment, surprises her with thoughtful gifts for her trip to the South Pole. His quiet, unwavering support for her dreams creates a heartfelt moment. As Sok-ryu and Seung-ho reminisce about their past, they stumble upon her father's food shop now fully renovated. Seung-ho had secretly remodeled the shop as a gift for her. Overwhelmed, Sok-ryu can't hold back her emotions. The group gathers for a small farewell party for Mo-in as she prepares to leave for the South Pole. Despite the bittersweet occasion, there's a sense of pride and excitement for her new adventure. Sok-ryu officially opens her new restaurant, Rainbow Kitchen, with her father by her side as an advisor. In a surprise twist, she also develops a restaurant app, showing just how far she's come. However, Sok-ryu drops a bombshell: she asks to postpone their wedding by a year to focus on her growing workload. It's a tough call, but Seung-ho, ever supportive, agrees. Despite Sok-ryu's postponement, Hae-suk's wedding goes ahead as planned, filled with joy and laughter. Sok-ryu and Seung-ho share a sweet kiss, signaling a bright future ahead. Months later, Seung-ho is appointed as a public architect for Seoul, while Sok-ryu wins the prestigious Orange Ribbon Award, cementing her place as a rising culinary star. As time passes, the two fathers, now close friends, bond over badminton. Mo-in stays in touch from the South Pole, while Dan-ho plans a visit to cover her story. The episode ends with Sok-ryu and Seung-ho playfully arguing about their new home. But through it all, they hold hands, walking side by side into their future together. And that's the end of Love Next Door. A heartwarming conclusion to an unforgettable journey. Make sure to subscribe for more K-drama recaps and reviews. See you next time.